Okay guys, so looks like this is gonna be another video recorded. But today's won't be so content, you know, empty. Because I decided to do a new series called Storytime. Now I got this inspiration to do so by Luna and Leafy. Now I'm probably gonna get a comment, I'm probably gonna get somebody in the comments like, oh, you're just copying them, whatever. No, I'm not copying them. I am just trying something new. So I guess I have a story today. I'm gonna play a game or so. I'm gonna tell the story soon. But I'm gonna get into a solo game. See what happens. Have some gameplay for the video. But yeah. Alright, so basically, this story starts when I was in middle school. I just finished middle school. 3 weeks ago. And this started around the second semester, third quarter. And I had this friend named Robert. I'm just calling him Robert, just for, not security, just privacy's sake. And I guess we'll call him Robert. Now, Robert, unlike me, liked to do drugs. They weren't like those serious drugs like crystal meth and all that. It was just weed. And basically, this man's decides to do weed or whatever. And he asked me to spot him. And if you don't know what spotting is basically where you're not the one doing the drugs, but you spot your friend, meaning you look out for him in case somebody comes or starts heading towards where you're going, and you might get caught, whatever. So basically a spotter will tell somebody, hey, he's coming, get out. Find somewhere to hide, And I spotted for Robert. I was about to call him Roberto. But I was spotting for Robert, and this man decides, hey, it'd be a good idea? Just so the smoke and the smell doesn't stain, into anything, doesn't smell up the bathroom so people think I did weed, I'm gonna blow it into the vent. Now, what he didn't realize is the vent has ducts, and the ducts are connected to almost all of the building. The ducts connect throughout all the building, and it's like a huge network, alright, coming from one AC. And basically what he decides to do, I still resent the fact that I spotted for this kid, because afterwards I got in trouble for it. Because of the fact that I was spotting with them and I got in trouble. Even though he admitted that I was not doing any of it, because I do not do drugs. And basically, yeah, he decides to blow it out into the vent, which connects to the rest of the building. Now this retard decides, hey, it'd be a good idea, I'm gonna blow it out into the vent. He can see, or continues to blow it out into the vent, hits it a couple more times, blows some more out, and it was only an hour after me spotting for him and going out of the bathroom and all that I realized that I smelled something. Come to find out, it was the smoke that he puffed out into the into the vents. Sorry, I kind of went blank there. But it was, come to find out, it was actually the smoke that he decided to puff out into the vents. And it spread through the entire building. Everybody could smell it. Nobody knew who or knew what happened. Teachers were on the investigation. I still don't know to this day if they found him out, but all I know is he... Sorry, I thought I saw one there. Saw someone there. I still don't know to this day if somebody or if one of the teachers caught him or not, but I don't know, it was just, he was so retarded though. He decides to blow it out into the vents, which connect to the rest of, like, I even told him, and he's like, nah, I'll be fine. I'm pretty sure he got in trouble. I'm not exactly sure. I stopped hanging out with him after a little while because of the fact that he did weed. Or smoked weed. God, I sound like an actual white boy when I say did weed. But, yeah, basically, that's what happened, and I stopped hanging out with that kid because he was a bad influence on me, and I didn't want to hang out with somebody that did drugs. But yeah, that's basically what happened. And the kid got in trouble. I can only imagine. He was gone for like a whole week. I mean, I have many other stories like this, but that one was just funny though, because it went on for about a month though, because nobody knew who did it. And I guess the teachers kind of kept it on the low, so like nobody knew who it was. You know? Like, so they wouldn't, you know, be like, or like the students wouldn't be like, oh, you smoked weed, you're so stupid, stuff like that, so you wouldn't get, you know, made fun of. I guess the teacher kept it on the low, but all I know is that he disappeared for about a week, and it was hilarious, honestly. But yeah, I guess that's that's kind of story time for the day. It's a short story time. I'm just getting into it. I don't know how to extend it, but there was really nothing to that story. It was just ones that really popped up in my mind that I remember. I've spotted for like 3 other kids before. Those stories will be for later on. But yeah. And I guess just enjoy the gameplay, if I do get any good gameplay. You know what, just for an extension after this game, since I'm going to be playing 2 games, it's going to be one story this game and a next story, another story next game. I'm in a storm. But yeah, I'm just getting into the new YouTube, you know. I'm just understanding how YouTube works, all that stuff. I'm getting into the flow, I guess you could say. I'm just learning from my mistakes and all that. I've seen like sudden influxes in views. I mean, granted, they've definitely grown from the views that I would normally get, but yeah, they're still growing to this day. It went from like what, 7 views to 13 views on one. And just keep on that I literally don't rewatch, or like if you see like one view on there before you start watching it, it's most likely because of the fact that I rewatch it and make sure it's good before I post it for you guys, because I only want the best content for you guys in specific. That's why I'm always asking my friends like, hey, can you join me, because I need, you know, content, or I need somebody to spice up the video so it's not as boring. Because I just want, you know, to make good videos for you guys. You know what I mean? And like most YouTubers, I do not want to take any of you fans for, or any of you, you know, followers, you know, for granted. Because every single follower is just like the first follow, the second follow, the third follow. Like all of you guys, or whoever subscribes to me, it means a lot, honestly, because I'm a small YouTuber, but I'm trying to make it, you know, in the YouTube business. I'm just trying, you know, make it to where I have a fan base, you know what I mean? This game is fucking stupid. Yeah, yeah, I'm just trying to make it out here, you know, I'm just trying to get some views. I don't know. You know no secret to love. It ain't no secret to love. It ain't no secret to love. You fool me. Let's see what things that I get in this session. Also, so basically this story starts off. This is a story that was told to me by my mom. And it's actually happened recently. I believe he's 6 or 7 years old. And basically what happened is he ended up going to, or he was in his pool, right? He was doing all the normal things that, you know. He would do all the normal things. Sorry, I just paused because I'm trying to concentrate. But he does all the normal things that, you know, a kid would do. And he decided to go in his pool. Now, the thing with his pool is it has stone around it. And apparently, he was being rough on there, and he ended up hurting his tooth. He actually banged his tooth in, apparently. According to the mom... Yeah, according to the mom and the dad, he actually banged his tooth in. Meaning, like, he broke his tooth. He hit the stone on the side of the, or on the sides of the pool, and he broke his tooth. And what's so weird about this is, instead of going to tell his mom and dad, hid. He hid from the rest of the people. He hid from his mom, all that. Sorry, but basically he he accidentally slammed his tooth and broke it. And, that was a long pause. I'm sorry guys about that. But he slams his tooth, he breaks it. Instead of going to tell his mom and dad what, just happened, he hides. And I'll get to where he hid more towards the end of the story. But basically, he hides. Now, sooner or later, they realize that he's gone. He was gone for about 5 hours. And okay. But he was gone for about 5 hours, and oh man. Basically what happened is he hid for about 5 hours. Now, everybody was out searching for him. My mom, my dad, his mom, his dad. I believe it was the neighbors, or both of the neighbors. Actually, all of our neighbors were looking for him. And they even called the cops. They had the K9 unit come out. They had a chopper come out, a helicopter come out and search for this kid. Alright? And I guess we'll just call him Davey. Now, little Davey decides that instead of telling his mom and dad what happened and going to the hospital, he hid in the most unpredictable place. He hid in a metal crate right next to the house, and it's like a storage unit, basically for all the random crap. And he hid there. And it was the most random thing ever, but this kid hides there, I guess, as a... I don't know, I guess he just wanted to. This kid hides there. And it was the most random thing ever. Whew. But he hides in that metal crate for 5 hours, waiting for no one. Just crying, I guess. I'm only guessing that he was sitting there crying because of the fact that he broke his, tooth. And it wasn't like a normal break-in. Like, it actually, I believe it did come out. From what I asked the neighbors. It literally came out of him. Like, it literally, like, his tooth messed up completely. Like, you could see the fact that, you could see the inside of his gums. And once it was, like, not full of blood and all that. He hid for 5 hours in that little metal crate, hot as hell, in that, crate. And it was only until about 5 hours later, chopper coming out, everything, they found him in the metal crate. Everything was okay. But what I cannot get past is the fact that he hid in the metal crate. Like, why? Out of any place, though. Why would you hide in a metal crate? You could hide in the freaking woods out there that are right next to my house. You could do anything. But you do the one stupid thing that you could do on a hot day, is hide inside of a metal crate and just sit there for a couple hours. Like, what? whose man's is this? Like, honestly. Like, jeez Louise, man. I would feel bad for the kid just for... I mean, the kid was obviously being retarded or something. Like, who hides in a place like that? No one. I can understand. The only reason I understand what he did is because he's little. He's young. He doesn't understand, you know, what's wrong from right, all that. But still, even when I was a youngin', I still understood not to go in metal crates. I always knew to go to my mom and dad because they would help me, and I'm guessing he didn't really understand that. So, moral of the story, inform your family if you ever get injured. Especially something like that, because your family will help you. They are your family, after all, they will care for you. Now, that is besides the fact if you don't have family, then just contact 911 through your phone. If you do not have a cell phone, then find someone who does. I'm pretty sure there will be if you have a neighbor, then they'll gladly let you use their phone, or they'll call 911 for you. But in the case that you know, you don't have a phone, you don't have any neighbors, good luck to you. I don't know what else to say. Honestly, if you don't have all of those easy to come by options, then I am sorry. You will most definitely have someone in your, especially in today's age, you must have a phone or something around you, because if you do not, then I feel extremely sorry for you, and I'm sorry for making that comment. Blue AR? Blue AR, blue AR, blue AR, yes. Blue AR. Write down in the comments how many boogie bombs you can carry, because I have no clue. I'm not gonna look it up on Google, because when I actually get a reply from you guys, I guess you could say. See if you guys know the answer. But yeah, basically, like, okay, so there was one thing I mean, it wasn't like I hid or anything. I guess it'll be a story for another time, but I one time had the cops ended up coming for me. I wasn't hiding, it's just they literally couldn't find me. Actually, you know what? Let's make it a 3-story. And so basically, you know, being the good Samaritan kid I was, I went out on the road while my mom and dad were sleeping. And I saw there was trash all over the place. I grabbed a bag, and I went outside. Went more towards the edge of the road. Now, me being a little kid, I didn't understand that there was such thing as kidnapping. Now, at my age, you can understand that. Or at my age at the time, you can understand, because I was only like 8 or 7. So I didn't really understand right from wrong. I could have easily gotten taken too from my parents. Like, I realize this now. And basically what happened was, I was sitting there, just, you know, minding my own business, cleaning up trash, being a good little kid, and this red car pulls over. My first reaction was, what the heck is going on? Am I in trouble? Is this like some crazy person about to come kill me? You know, I was thinking all the ifs, or all the what ifs, what could, you know, etc., etc. You know the deal. You know the drift. And I am sorry, pal, but what was that? Come the heck on, bro. But basically, what happened is, I sit there, and when the people came out, I was just like, oh no, am I gonna get in trouble? Is this like some kidnapper? What the heck? And the kidnapper thing only popped up in my head after the fact that the car pulled over, and I realized, oh wait, there is such thing as a kidnapper. Oh no, what am I gonna do? Come to find out, it was a freaking cop. The cop comes out. It was like one of those undercover cops. Or I'm guessing it was a detective car. The cop and the detective come out, and they're like, "Hey, kid, what are you doing out here?" And they asked me where I lived. I did the retarded thing and I lied to him. I was like, I don't want to know, I don't want them to know where I live. She showed me her badge. And I was just like, oh, okay, so they're serious. They're real people. They're not little kidnappers. And I sat there just like pointing at my neighbor's house. And they're like, are you sure you live there? And I don't know how they knew I lived at that house. Or at the house that I was not, the house that I wasn't pointing at. They were like, are you sure you live there? And they gave me that, like, we know you don't live there kind of look. I'm guessing they kind of looked at my ID or something. I don't have an ID, but yeah. I sat there. Oh my god. Can you like not, please? Oh my god. How about you not, mate? Okay, like I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, basically, the people are like, hey, you don't live there, and blah blah blah, and I was like, I was just thinking there, I'm like, oh shoot, they know I live here, what am I gonna do, what am I gonna do? I did the most stupid thing, and I lied to him about it too, and I was just like, hey, I don't live there, what are you doing? And they're like, yes you do, and they took me to my own house, and I was just sitting there thinking, oh shoot, what am I gonna do? Oh baby! You guys saw that snipe? Ooh baby, ooh. Alright, but yeah, basically they take me to my own house, and they're like, I run into my room, or I don't run in my room, I run over to the couch, and they knock on the door. My mom wakes up, and the detective's like, hey, your son was out here roaming around, blah blah blah. And she was just like, but there's a good side to it. You're not gonna get, I believe they did get a ticket, but they were like, we're not gonna give you a serious ticket. He was just cleaning, being a good Samaritan, cleaning the road and all that. And I sat there, sigh of relief, blah blah blah, all that. But I sat there so scared for the longest time because I thought I had seriously done something wrong and I was gonna get in serious trouble. Well, in this case, I kind of did get in serious trouble. I believe I did get grounded, but it wasn't like a, oh, you're grounded for forever thing, you know? And I sat there just so terrified. I was just like, oh no, I got my, parents in some serious crap. I didn't get them into any serious crap. That's retarded. That guy's hacking. No, yeah, no, that guy's hacking. You guys see that? No, that guy's hacking. That guy's definitely hacking. He's retarded. Alright, but basically I got my family in trouble, and I was sitting out there trying to collect trash, being a little, you know, being a good little boy, and I end up getting in trouble. So basically, moral of the story is, if you do want to help out your community, make sure you run by with your parents about it first, because that's the best idea not to tell them. But yeah, it's, you know, it's always good to be, you know, a good Samaritan. Tell everybody, or not. Jesus, man, that's so. God, I need to stop losing track of what I'm saying. But basically, what I'm trying to say is, it's good. It's good to be good, but it's also better if you talk to your parents before you try to do such good things, especially if it's something like that. Especially when you're young, you can't just go outside, you know, do whatever you want, dilly-dally, unless you're playing outside. And just talk to your family about such things.
Did I go up before? Did I roll up that roll up? And I call you. Yo, right now I'm with some IRLs, bro.
What's that sound?
Alright.
Yeah, I don't think you want to play in here, bro. This IRLs, unless you want to help me carry.
Help you what?
Unless you want to help me carry my IRLs.
Sure, why not?
Alright, man. I mean, I don't know. We may can grab a win. I don't know, bro. But I need a little help, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna end my video real quick. Alright, this is the end of the video. I may or may not make another video soon. It is all depending on whether or not I have the time. So, yeah. It was good. I hope you enjoy the video. And until next time. Bye!